Are you able to see the screen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
ब्रह्मेश सर वॉल्यूम नहीं है. ब्रह्मेश सर. ब्रह्मेश सर ऑडियो नहीं है. ऑडियो सर. ऑडियो
नहीं है
ऑडियो
ना?
सर. ऑडियो वॉल्यूम नहीं है.
नहीं है?
नहीं सर वॉल्यूम नहीं है.
Okay. Next, today is National Mathematics Day. It was Ramanujan's birthday. So on this great occasion, if any one of the participants and come forward and say about Ramanujan mathematics keywords or any YouTube video in memory of Ramanujan. Anyone want to speak few words about Ramanujan? Ramanujan sir? Any participant, please, about Srinivas Ramanujan. Any participant? Let me present a small video in tribute of Srinivas Ramanujan. Please. Okay, this is a small tribute. The next, I am requesting group 4 members to present yesterday's proceedings.
Okay, sir. Good morning. Jinsi madam is presenting yesterday's report, sir.
Okay, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning to one and all brothers here. I am Jency, TGT Max, KV Surya Lanka. On behalf of Group 4, I am here to present the report on the 4th day of the CBL workshop. The day started with a prayer at 10 a.m. and followed by the report on the previous day's happenings. Our workshop director, Mr. Shravan Kumar, Principal, KV NTPC Namagudu, presented the day's program to be taken by the resource persons. And Mr. Brahmaya sir, KV NTPC, has coordinated the program. Resource person, Mr. Manivanan sir, take over the session under the topic Problem-Based Learning. Problem-based learning is a student-centered pedagogy in which they can learn about the concept through solving the problems. Resource persons, Mr. Manivanan sir, stimulated us to think divergently. Clearly, he explained about the competency we should use to make the students enthusiastic towards the subject and how we should implement problem-based learning in classroom. He enlightened our session with vibrant problems. Resource persons clarify the doubts raised by the participants. We had a group work at 12 noon. The day concluded with the creative presentations on problem-based learning by the participants from all the groups at 6 p.m. It was a tremendous day with full of resources. Definitely, it will broaden our thoughts. The main objective of the day was achieved. Thank you.
Now I am requesting, thank you madam, thank you Jansi madam. Now I am requesting our resource person Sati madam and Ramya madam to take today's proceedings.
Good morning, sir. And as we entered, so I'm Ramya Gopi from KV Kannur. I've worked in Hyderabad region. In 2003, I was there in KV Trimilgiri, for 1.5 years. And Nice to meet a vibrant set of teachers over here. Morning session, we saw each were laughing, enjoying the course. And today is our last day of the course. And I hope you have gained enough resources to go back to the classes and teach children without having much burden on yourself. So today, the topic given to us is developing productive assessment. Before going to the lesson, I just want to ask you, what are the things that you need from us? Have you learned Kahoot?
Yes.
Yes. Quizzes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And GeoGebra?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
They found the club also, ma'am.
Pardon,
From the
sir?
club.
Purushottam sir.
Yes, I saw. Purushottam sir has formed the GeoGebra club. Yes, I've seen that. Okay. So today we'll be going into developing productive assessment. We'll finish fast because I heard that you got class at 11:30 again. So we'll try to wind up fast. I hope you are able to see. Are you able to see my slides, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So developing productive assessment, this is what we are going to teach today. This is just a poem that I got from WhatsApp. Then when I went through this, I thought that, yes, this amply explains how KV teachers have walked through this online, the new, what we can say, the new normal that we are living nowadays. And we thought that COVID-19 is going to end and then we are going to go to the back to normal classes. But again, the news that is spreading across, we fear that this is going to continue for some more time. So we have been trying to find how to teach children, how to reach out to children, how effectively we can go to children and make them understand the things. For this, today, we'll be sharing some tips with you. Already all others have shared the tips. Whatever extra, some little bit things that you need more, we'll be sharing with you what we have with us. Now, look at this figure. What is this? This figure that you're seeing with the black border. This figure. What is this figure with the black border? Can you tell me?
Rhombus?
It can be a rhombus, a square, quadrilateral.
Parallelogram?
Now, out of all the answers, tell me which answer is correct. All of them are correct.
Square.
All of them are correct, isn't it? All of them are correct. It is a parallelogram, it is a square, it is a rhombus. All those things are correct. It's a polygon. So, what type of
Parallelogram?
Square. What type of question is this?
Polygon.
Open-ended question. This is what Manivanan sir talked to you yesterday in PPL classroom, that the question should be open-ended. Critical thinking should develop in children. So this is an open-ended question. So what question will you ask using this figure?
What is the shape? What is the geometrical shape?
What is the geometrical shape? What is the name of the shape? How many sides are there? How many? Any number of questions you can ask.
How many angles?
Yes. Where is the red dot?
Is it 2D?
Where is the red dot? Whether it is in the interior or exterior, or these are types of questions.
Interior.
We can also ask how can
On
we
the diagonal.
differentiate between rhombus and a square. Some
To
children they say
close
rhombus
differentiate.
and some children they say
Rhombus
square.
and a square. Yes, ma'am. Now,
We can
all
ask the
these
children
have
to
got,
differentiate. How you can differentiate?
yes. When you ask
Also,
what is
but
the shape,
to ask the secant of each exterior angle in this given figure.
yes. Yes, sir. Now, just see, suppose a teacher wants to ask a question to student. Okay, just please mute your mic. Only when you answer, unmute it. Suppose a teacher wants to ask a question to student. What is the difference in constructing a square by drawing connecting lines drawn using a scale?
Then, Nazima ma'am, Krishna sir, please mute yourself, sir. Unable to listen, madam, voice.
To mute their mics, not able to hear. Please
Thank
mute
you.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Unmute your mic only when you respond. Please, teachers, please cooperate. Now, assessment question. Suppose a teacher wants to ask a question to students. The teacher is posing a question. What is the difference in constructing square by drawing circles and constructing square by connecting lines drawn using a scale? Let us move on to the second part of the question. Constructing square by connecting lines drawn using a scale. How do you construct a square by lines drawn using only a scale?
First semicircle, take diameter.
Only the second part I am asking, sir. Constructing square by connecting lines drawn using a scale. Using scale, how?
Yes, ma'am. That one. Okay.
We can use graph sheet, ma'am. We can use graph sheet. You can construct the square.
Okay. You need a graph sheet.
Or even square rules also okay.
But if you give to smaller children, 6th standard children and all in the beginning, how are they going to construct the square?
When we construct by using scale,
Hmm.
only sides when you take, there is a chance there is a mistake. Mistake maybe there, chances are there for mistake.
Yes, sir.
When you measure
Yes,
the
sir.
diagonals also, no chance to make mistake. Sides
Yes,
we have
sir.
to take equal measure, and at the same time, the two diagonals are taken equal measure. We will get the square perfectly. Am I right, madam?
Yes. Very correct, sir. Very correct. Excellent answer.
1 unit
That
square
is
grid,
because-
madam. 1 unit
Yes.
square grid.
Yes, the concepts are very clear in your mind, but when we ask to the 6th standard child, he'll just take the scale. 6th or lower classes children, they'll just take the scale and they'll be connecting the lines. The only concept that will be there in their mind is all the four sides are equal. Am I right, sir? The only concept that is keeping that they are keeping is all the four sides are equal. They don't know the difference between rhombus or square or anything in lower classes. Now, as we start teaching practical geometry and all, they start learning these things. Now, if I ask the children, what is the difference in constructing square by drawing circles? Now, can you tell me different ways in which you can construct square by drawing circles?
Four circles of equal radius can be drawn and then their centers can be joined.
Yes, ma'am. Excellent.
Two diameters.
Two diameters. Any two diameters?
Two diameters and joining the ends of diameters.
Any two diameters if you take, will you get, ma'am?
Perpendicular diameter.
Yes, sir. Perpendicular diameters. We need perpendicular diameters.
Perpendicular diameters.
Yeah,
Yes.
perpendicular to the center.
Yes, diameter passes through the center. Yes.
So
Circle. Just think over it. The circle and the perpendiculars. Circle
Madam,
and the
perpendicular diameters.
Yeah, perpendicular
diameters and join the ends.
Yes. What are the concepts that are going in the mind of the child when he says that a square can be constructed by drawing perpendicular bisectors? Perpendicular diameters. What is the thinking process? What are the concepts that are there clear in his mind?
This diagonals of the square are perpendicular.
They join all the four in.
Yes, diagonals of the square are perpendicular to each other, and also diagonals of the square are equal in length. Isn't it? Both the concepts are clear in his mind. That is why he is going for this construction. The other one that madam said, 4 circles can be drawn of equal radius, touching each other. What are the concepts going behind?
In how many points two circles can intersect?
Radius are equal. So when you connect the radius, then
you get 2 radii equal to length of a square.
yes. So sides are going to be equal. Then the circles are going to touch each other. The circles are going to touch each other. Therefore, the joining it is going to be a straight line. So that point of tangency and 90-degree angle is coming there.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So when we given, this is an open-ended question. What type of question is this? This is what is the nature of this question? This is again an open-ended question. Now, when this question, how will student response? How will we help the assessment? How is this going to help the assessment? The thinking process of the child, whichever way the child constructs, we are able to read the thinking process of the child. what are the concepts that are being clear in his mind. So that is what assessment is actually for. Now, what would be the responses if constructions are done using paper pencil that you have already told? Paper pencil, when we use, the sides will be equal, angles. If the protractor is not used, angles need not be 90 degree. And using GeoGebra, we'll see now. What is the medium teacher should use to convey the question? How will you convey this question to the students? Will you use instant messaging apps or will you use classroom?
Google Classroom.
Yeah, Google Classroom, obviously. Google Classroom or Teams will be using,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
we are all provided with that. So we need not go for
Yes.
WhatsApp groups and all those things,
WhatsApp,
or
yes.
to Telegram. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, using GeoGebra, I'm sorry. Mine has got stuck. I don't know what has happened. Yeah. So we are going to construct using GeoGebra. Now see, the same construction we are doing in a different way using a GeoGebra class. I'm just taking one line segment. I'll just take one line segment. So keep it in geometry, this thing itself, and then take a line segment between 2 points A and B. I'm taking the line segment AB, and then I'm going to construct a perpendicular line through B. And then construct a circle with center B and radius AB. Now the circle and the perpendicular is going to meet at a point. I'm going to name that point as, point of intersection as C. Now again, I'll draw a perpendicular at A. Now after drawing the perpendicular at A, the circle with A as center and AB as radius, same radius. Again, the point of contact of circle and the perpendicular, I name it as D. And now I'm picking up polygon. I'm picking up polygon, and then I'm going to draw the polygon, complete the polygon. Now this way I have made the square. Now I'm going to check the angles. I'm going to check the angles also. Angles I'm getting it as all 90 degree. Now even if I move also, it's going to be same. I'll remove all these constructions. In meantime, tell me, what are the concepts that are going in the mind of child when he creates one like this? He does this construction.
How to draw a perpendicular to a given point?
Yes.
And how to construct a circle with a fixed radius?
Yes.
And and finally it is with the polygon.
Yes, ma'am. Finally, it is with the polygon.
Polygon.
It is a square because the two circles are congruent and all the four sides of the quadrilateral are equal. The angles also equal to 90, therefore it is a square. Am I right, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very correct.
Two congruent circles.
Excuse me, madam, the tangent.
Yes, tendency is also coming there. So many things are coming there. So many things, one after the other, so many things are coming there. And so we are able to explain it. We are able to, this is what we need by assessment. We mean by assessment, that is how we are able to see the thought process of the child, what all things he knows, and where is he making mistake. If he is not knowing any concept, then how we can go about it, how we can correct him. This is what we need. Okay. So what is assessment? It is not just tests or examinations. And NCF 2005 says that crude assessment may lead to fear of mathematics. Now we need to move away from narrow focus of testing memory of procedures and formulas just by asking them what is the formula of area of a sector. For example, if you say give the formula, teaching them by using the formulas, feeding them the formulas, and then putting the values into the formulas is not going to help them. Suddenly, while writing the examination, if they forget the formula, the whole thing is going to be out of their hands. So what we need to teach them is how they reach at the formula. We used to make them think and find out the ways of reaching at the formula. For example, when we say volume, we teach them as base area into height. So when it is a cylinder or if it is a cube or cuboid or anything, then they picture the cuboid or the cylinder in their mind. They have the base area. Base is circle for a cylinder, so area is pi r square. Then its volume into height. Height is going to be h, so pi r square h. So that way it comes into them. So all these things, if using this technology, it is very, very easy for us to show them how all this area pi r square is coming and all those things. We need not cut and show them. Everything is available on the platform. So it is very easy for us to make them understand the concepts very clearly. So all that CBE is talking to us is about making the concepts very clear to the children. Okay, we have all gone through 4 sets of CBE module 4 and Nishta courses we have gone through. This CBL is all about based on CBE. CBE says that students have to learn at their own pace. We have to identify the levels of the children and then we have to push them to the next level. So how we are able to do that is what we are going through. Aim of assessment, it is to educate and improve student performance and not merely audit it. That is conducting a test and then saying that the child doesn't know this, he is not able to add this. That is not the aim of assessing. Aim of assessing is at which level the child is. What all work we can give him to make him understand the concepts clearly, how we can pull him up from that level to the higher level. And if a child is at the higher level, then how do we feed him extra things? From where? What all new things could be given to him to improve upon his ideas? So this is what assessment basically means. Now look at the red lines here. A student is able to add fractions correctly, but does not know why one needs to convert fractions into equivalent fractions. For example, he is able to add fractions. If I say 3 by 7 plus 2 by 7, he'll just add 3 plus 2, 5. 5 by 7. He'll write the answer as 5 by 7. So what is he actually doing there? When we teach also, what we do sometimes is 3 by 7 plus 2 by 7. When we say, look at the denominators, children. Denominators are equal. Both the denominators are 7. So you take out and write the denominator as 7. Now look at the numerator. Numerator is 3 plus 4. So add it up. What do you get? So what is the concept that is getting into the child's mind? Is he getting the concept of fractions or is he getting the concept of just adding of whole numbers?
Numbers only, ma'am, not fractions. He will not consider them as fractions.
Not coming there. Yes, fractions are not coming there. Only the whole number addition is coming. I've seen many classes. This is what happens in lower classes when teachers teach. For finishing the portions, they just easy way. The answers are coming, students are passing. But are the concepts clear in their mind? No, it is not. Why they have to take equivalent fractions? Why the LCM of denominators should be equal? Now, how do we make this concept clear to them? Our textbooks are designed very well according to the concepts, how to develop concepts.
Through diagrams, ma'am. Like even simple number line also we can make them clear.
Yes.
Number line you can go with 0 to 7. You mark 1, 2, 3 with 3 by 7 and that one has 4 by 7 and you can show the total is 7.
You can use the number line. What is the concept, ma'am? It is not the number line that we are talking about, where the numbers stand. That structure is not what we are talking about, where the numbers stand. We are talking about the concept.
We are comparing the parts.
What is the concept of a fraction?
With the objects also we can clear, ma'am.
Yes, with objects, how do you clear it, ma'am?
Paper folding also.
So
yeah, paper folding or cutting, or when we take pizza or we take dosa or we take
apple is cut into 7 equal
anything.
Parts. Among 7, 3 parts are taken.
Yes,
it
sir.
Is equal to 3
yes,
by 7.
Yes. That is exactly what
an apple is
answer I
cut
was
into
looking
7
for.
equal parts. 5 parts are taken. It is equal to 5 by 7.
Yes.
So with this,
exact
it's a
answer.
practical example. Child can see, for the small children, the child can see, they can understand, and such things they will remember to be alive for a long time.
Yes,
and
excellent answer.
To make mistake when the concept is understood by the child in this way. Madam, I am right?
That is fraction as a part of a whole. Fraction as a part of a whole. Excellent answer.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what we need the children to understand.
Yes.
Any whole thing is taken, we divide it into equal parts. Out of that, how much? Then when it comes to improper fraction, how does it come? One whole is taken and then divided into parts. Then how does improper numbers come? Bigger numbers come on the numerator. That also can be explained by taking two wholes and then cutting them into parts. Once that concept enters into the mind of the children, once it is concreted there, then they're not going to make mistakes at all. After that, you teach them as whole numbers, you teach them as number lines or anything. It's not going to affect them. That concrete thing is there in their mind. That structure is there in their mind. And they are going to learn it.
While explaining the equivalent fractions, an apple is cut into two parts. One part is taken. It is equivalent to 2. An apple is cut into 4 parts and 2 parts are taken. So this is the way we can say the equivalent fractions. Right, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very correct. Now, moving on to the next one, we are going to talk about diagnostic assessment. Can you see my screen, sir? Diagnostic assessment. Because my...
Not yet.
No, ma'am.
Not yet.
No, ma'am. Because what happens is my laptop, I don't know what is wrong with my laptop today. It's getting stuck.
No. What is assessment? That's the types of assessment just now.
Diagnostic assessment. Yes, sir. Diagnostic assessment. Diagnostic assessment means what assessment I did in the beginning. Before I started this session, what assessment I did in the beginning. That is, I asked you whether you need Kahoot, whether you need quizzes, you need GeoGebra. That is, what are the things you need now for us to, what are the things left for us to cover? It looks like we don't have anything more to cover. All other teachers have covered everything for you. So diagnostic assessment for planning is what we have to give it to you ahead. So that is what diagnostic assessment means. Before starting a lesson, when we go for teaching triangles and all, we go to the class and then we ask them what are the types of triangles, what are the sum of the angles, then median, altitude, all those things we make clear to 9th standard children. Only after that we go for teaching the triangle lesson. So that is the diagnostic assessment. If they are lacking behind, if they are not able to answer anything, then we brush up all the old ones. We make it concrete over them, and only then we start the lesson. So this is diagnostic assessment. The same diagnostic assessment we can use towards the end of the lesson as well. Once the chapter is over, or once the day's work is over, then towards the end we can ask them the same questions to see whether they have achieved the target or not. Now we have formative assessment for learning and summative assessment of learning, and then we have continuous assessment. Formative for learning, of learning, and as learning we have already done in CBE module. For learning is for formative, of learning is for summative, and as learning is for the students learning among themselves, peer learning, group learning, and all those things. That is as learning. Formative assessment is for us teachers to know where our students stand, how much they have gained, what they have learned from us, whether it is there with them or not. That is formative assessment. Summative assessment is for the school or for the organization to calculate our PI, to say where we stand, how much KVS is producing, 95% or 98% result, and all those things. That is the summative assessment. Summative assessment is not going to help children much. Only the formative assessment helps children develop again and again. Then we have continuous assessment, that is mapping learning. Continuous assessment is after each lesson. It is not that we have to keep a test and then we have to get the marks for continuous assessment. That is not what is meant. Continuous assessment is while we teach, the questions that we throw at them, how we get the answers back, how we are assessing each and every child. All this goes in our mind itself, continuous assessment, everything goes. And we have a mapping. We have a notion about each and every child that sits before us. That yes, he can grasp this much, he can grasp this much. And this much if I provide to him in this day at one time, he'll not be able to take it. All those things are there in our mind about each and every individual student that we teach. That is what continuous assessment helps us in mapping learning. Now, what can be assessed? Now, look at the question here. When you multiply two numbers together, am I going very fast, teachers? Are you able to comprehend?
Yes, ma'am. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. So when you multiply two numbers together, the answer is always bigger than, the answer is always bigger than both the original numbers. Tell me, this is a conjuncture that I'm putting before you. When you multiply two numbers together, the answer is always bigger than both the original numbers. Is it true or is it false?
Yes, it is true, madam.
One of the
True
numbers.
In case
true
of
for
decimal.
positive numbers.
It may be false as well
True
with
for
zero.
positivity.
This is not always true.
It's not always true.
Yes.
Always,
Case of
not
As soon
decimal
always
as
true.
you read the question,
Not always, ma'am.
yes, it is
Madam,
not
Need
always
not be true.
madam, for a positive numbers, it is true.
positive
Positive
numbers.
integers.
Or
Positive
negative
integers.
numbers is also true.
Yes, yes,
Even if I
negative
take
integers.
2 numbers, 1 into 3 when I take 1 into 3, the answer is going to be 3.
Equal it is.
Yes, it is not going to be more.
Yes.
Even both the
When we
numbers are
multiply
positive
two
also,
negative
it
integers
is not
also.
true. Need
Yes.
not be true, madam.
Or
When we take two
positive and
positive numbers,
negative will be there.
when we take two positive numbers, the product of two positive numbers is possible less than the original number.
Yes, sir.
Equal or
Yes,
greater
sir.
than that.
It is
First, we
not
will
less
go to
than.
the
Positive
nature of
numbers
number,
cannot be
madam.
less
It is
than.
not mentioned integers.
Integers. When we
Quotient
take
is
integers
not
or when
mentioned
we take
integers.
decimal numbers or when we take fractional numbers, then we are going to get different answers. Isn't it? So it is not always true. Can be sometimes true, sometimes false. Depends. So we can check the concepts using this. How much concept the children have learned, whether they know the negative numbers, whether they are thinking about fractions, whether they are thinking about decimals, procedures, how they are thinking, and why it works. Why do they say that it is true? When they say true, we can ask them why they say it is true. They give us examples. When they say no, we can ask them. So the whole process of making the conjecture, then how they are investigating, how they are finding the examples, how they're finding counter example. When somebody says that, madam, it is true, then they'll say, no, madam, if I take like this, then it's going to be false. So we are getting the counter examples and they are arriving at generalizations. This is the type of classes we need, open to discussions. Okay, they learn on their own. They keep shouting in the class, but they learn on their own. And mathematical structure, this is where the mathematical structure comes. In this question, conjuncture itself, when I ask this question, the mathematical structure of whole numbers, the positive numbers, negative numbers, fractional numbers, decimal numbers, all these things are coming into their mind. So all these structures are there. Or the picture of how this maths is developed, it is there in their mind. Or then this structure has to be developed. Only if the structure is there, when we just speak like this, mathematics, when we just speak like English, they'll be able to grasp it. Others will have to write, show, keep, and all those things. They'll grasp it at a higher classes when this mathematical structure is concrete in the mind. The role of place value, for example, for mathematical structure, if I say 1.25, then they should know that 1 is lying in the units place, 2 is in the 1 by 10th place, and 5 is in the 1 by 100th place. So that structure, that figure, that picture is embedded in the mind. And reasoning and communication, this is also important aspects. Now with PISA questions and all, we have lengthy questions, long paragraphs coming in. We have to search and find out. We as mathematics teachers itself, we don't feel it nice to read such lengthy questions and then think and find out what it is. So this communication thing is very important. Reading, reasoning it out, picking out what are the mathematical concepts that they're asking in that. So this reasoning and communication part is also very important. Earlier we used to say, we are maths teachers, we are not bothered about language, we just need the numbers. But that is not the thing. Reasoning and communication are also equally important. Now, good assessment question. This I will just rush through because as teachers we have been preparing questions, we know all these things. Good question helps us to identify how students are learning and what they are learning, while also giving information about what they are not learning. So more of assessment is for finding out what they are not learning and to help them into it. They should help teacher to differentiate between learning based on rote memory from real understanding. That is what we are doing now, CCT questions and open-based questions, questions and all those things. They help us the real understanding of the topic. They should be able to differentiate several levels of understanding which may be exhibited in students' solution. One question we give to the students, they come back with different ways in which the solution is going to be the same maybe, but they are going to find out in different ways. I have learned myself from my students, different ways of calculations, their thinking levels. So when the answer comes first to us, we'll see and we'll say, what is this method that he has taken? Then when we analyze it carefully, we'll understand the way of thinking that he has gone into and he has brought it out. So beautiful ways children answer the questions. They should help in eliciting the gaps in students, gaps in student understanding. That is where they have left behind. that negative numbers taking from the set, when you take multiplication, 2 negatives has to give to the positive, or taking negative numbers from the left side to the right side of the equation, the sign changes. All these are simple mistakes that children keep repeating in higher classes. These are because there are conceptual gaps. So these gaps can be, we have to understand the gaps and we have to fill up these gaps for them. Good assessment questions are essentially learning tasks, and they support development of higher order thinking and strategies when students engage with such tasks. So we have to give higher order thinking, also open-ended questions. Now compare the two questions that I have here, one in orange and one in gray. The orange one is, elephant weighs 30 times as heavy as Abdul, and Abdul is 25 kg. Abdul's weight is given and elephant's weight is 30 times that. What will be the elephant's weight? How do you calculate?
750 ma'am.
Direct multiplication, 25 into 30, 750. That is direct question, direct multiplication. We are just checking whether they know to multiply or not. Look at the second question. Just read the question and tell me whether you can solve it or not. If an elephant weighs 750 kg, how many children together will weigh same as the elephant?
I mean, it depends upon the weight of the student, ma'am. Uniform you can't take.
Yes. Yes, depends upon the weight of the student. Is the weight of the student given here, sir?
It's not adequate data to solve this question, if I'm not wrong.
Insufficient data.
You feel that insufficient data, that is no adequate this thing. So you mean to say that children cannot solve this at all?
Child may think in terms of his own weight.
Yes, ma'am, that is one possibility. Child may think on his own weight and we'll find out.
We can
Yes.
estimate, ma'am. Estimate.
Yes, exactly, madam. Very correct. This is estimation. We can estimate. Suppose this is given to 5th standard children, they'll see. Every year we are taking the height and weight. They know almost all of them are in 30s or something, the weights are there. So they can estimate and they can tell. Isn't it? Or if they know the weight of their friends, then they'll estimate that 5 of us are like this, the total, then another 5 we take, this much will be to the total, like that they can. So this is a question of estimation that can be given to 6th standard children. They'll do it. Nicely they'll do it. If an elephant weighs 750 kg, how many children together will weigh same as the elephant? Now, integrating assessment with teaching, principles of assessment, content principle, learning principle, and equity principle. That is, content principle says, focus on important mathematical ideas. You have to focus on ideas of mathematics for assessment. Learning principle is what improvement we should be bringing in our teaching learning process. So finding out that the learning principle is involved, and the equity principle is that all the students should be able to use their understanding of mathematics. Accordingly, they'll have to answer the question. That is equity principle. Now we have models of assessment. There is pen, pencil task is there. Performance-based assessment using rubrics is there. Rubrics you must have all come through. Then digital assessments are there. Closed-ended, multiple choice, quiz, drag and drop, all these things. Purushottam sir must have taught you. Closed-ended, Kahoot, quizzes, then Google Forms, live worksheets, all these things sir must have taught you. Then digital games, scores in game, you can take and then you can put it in the class. Simulations, interactive PhET simulations are there. Coding-based turtle logo, that also some of them must have taught you already, turtle logo also. Construction or creation based on Jamboard, GeoGebra, Whiteboard 5. Have you gone through this, teachers? Jamboard, Whiteboard 5 and all those things?
Yes,
we'll be discussing it today. Discussion based on instant messaging. Instant messaging means either it can be WhatsApp or it can be Telegram, anything we can use, and we can have the discussion forums as well for this. Coming to rubrics, we have been using these rubrics. This one rubric I have put up for homework rubric. That is, earlier we used to give 20 marks for homework, 20 marks for classwork, and then convert it into 5. So for that, we used to have neatness, completion, timelines, accuracy, work shown, etc. So 4 marks, if it is very neat, without any blotches or anything, we give 4 marks. If there are some few smudges or tears are there, then we give 3 marks. If the packet has severe smudges, so many cuts and breaks are there, then we give only 2 marks. And if it is most disorderly, we give only 1 mark. And if it is not submitted, then 0 only for them. Then completion also. If all the assigned work is complete, then we give 4 marks. most of the assigned work is complete, we give 3 marks. Usually we give them marks based on all these things. This rubrics is there behind in our mindset that is there. We keep all these things in our mind and then we correct. But sometimes when we correct answer sheets and all those things, this behind the mind may change in between. When we go, a gap comes in between. So it is always better to have a rubric for corrections. Now coming to games, assessment for learning. There are different types of games. Sir must have already taught you all these games, but still we'll just go through some of the games fast. The first one that we'll be discussing is game of adding and subtracting using GeoGebra. I'll present my whole screen.
Ma'am, but this is only online, no, ma'am?
This is online. This
Only
workshop
online.
is
So,
this workshop is online. How we can assess online?
Actually, since 5 days, what we are learning is content for online only. But
yes, ma'am.
Once by next year, if we come back to the schools, we have to plan such a way that we have to carry all the activities lively, no, ma'am, with live action, not in online.
Now this online is not going to
plan
work.
accordingly.
When you teach live classes also, you can give assignments, you can give works online or like this, so that children will be learning at their own pace. This is going to help you.
Works we can give through Google Classroom, yes.
Yes.
But rest of the things, the Kahoot and all, only online, no? All
yes,
the games
Kahoot and all only
here.
online, but you can give it in the classroom. They can do it on their own.
That is useful only due to this pandemic situation. Otherwise, it is not.
That is wrong concept, ma'am. That is wrong concept. Because children, they play games all the time. Online,
actually, parents also they don't agree with that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will just share one situation. I just opened the class and I started asking the children, why you are absent yesterday? Then immediately a voice came through a parent, and what he was saying, no, मैम बहुत मुश्किल से हमको सिग्नल मिलता है, आप गप्पे लगाते बैठेंगे क्या? क्लास पढ़ा है ये करके बोला तुरंत. I was shocked. I don't know who is that parent because I am handling 89 children, 2 classes. बहुत मुश्किल से हमको सिग्नल मिलता है, हम पहाड़ में रहते हैं, आप गप्पे लगाते बैठते हैं क्या? आप क्लास पढ़ाई ये करके बोला तुरंत. Without any lapse, I started the class. That day to till date, I will immediately start the class without any gappe.
Ma'am,
so, parents are such we are having.
The whole thing behind this is, ma'am,
these games and all, if we ask the children to do, many parents will ask us.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, forget parents, madam. Sangatan itself has asked us not to use. Forget parents. Sangatan only has denied till pandemic not to use WhatsApp groups, not to use this.
WhatsApp groups and especially games, ma'am. Especially games.
Yes, circular has come from Sangatan only, not to encourage this.
But as a teacher, I cannot provide any game to the child.
We are providing, ma'am, for your information. We are providing, and our children are learning very well. When we go to the next class, they ask us, madam, for this concept, is there any game? Will you upload any game?
It depends upon
and in our region, parents are also happy because they are not going into that all other games. All other games that PUBGs and all those things that is now banned. They are not going into Minecrafts and their castle building and all things. They go and play this. For example, ma'am.
The children to play PUBG.
Mary.
For example, ma'am.
Are they not playing at home?
See, ma'am. For example, this game, adding and subtracting positive and negative integers. These are games, whatever I'm showing you now, I've given it in my class. They have done all these games. It is not that I'm just picking it from the net and then I'm showing you without administering in my class. I have administered all these games in my class, and the results also. I can show you the results if you want in my class, how they have given the marks as well. See here, this is one game that I had added for integers for 6th standard. Now, with this, I cannot sit with them. I cannot give them homework. So many questions on homework. Sit and work out at home. work it out in your notebook. I cannot check the notebook. I cannot make sure that they are learning addition and subtraction of integers. So what I did is I found this very useful. I gave this game adding and subtracting. It is just like you have to start the game 1 plus minus 5. It is going to be minus 4. So as they give 10 minus 4, that is going to be again minus 4. So as they give the correct answer, the score is increasing. The moment they give wrong answer, it is going to stack up there and the score is going to reduce. You can see that. The score will reduce and it is going down. Again, if I give a wrong answer, see the score is coming down. So I just gave this game to the children and I told them, play the game and take a screenshot of your score. I want your highest score. So the children, they are actually mentally adding this. Which parent will object to it? I don't know. They are actually mentally adding these numbers. Instead of doing with their pen and pencil in the paper, which they don't do at all. Whatever work we give, we know homeworks, they don't submit. We have to be behind them. This, they'll play, they'll take the score, they'll put it up. When some of the friends put the scores, high scores, then they call me and they ask me, Madam, should I play again? Shall I do once more and I'll give you a better score? I say, yes, do children. They do it. This we can directly assign to a classroom from here. Share. You'll get your Google Classroom. You can just share it in your classroom. When you take poly machines, this is like the step up game that we have. It is just, you have to just add it up. Addition, you have to get 10 marks. 10, total should be 10, these three numbers. It is like commutativity. First two numbers should be added, then the third number should be added. So how do you take it? You can just bring these things down and then you can take 7 there, 3 I'll bring down, 7 plus 2, 9 plus 1. So I'm getting 10. So this way they can do each and every game whatever they are playing. Police squad, I gave it to 6th standard. I gave it to 9th standard also. It is 9th standard children who have played well. It is about aliens coming and attacking. Children get interested. If it is directly we give maths, they won't be interested. We are giving aliens coming and attacking and it is like police case that they are finding out the culprit. So when they go for finding out the culprit, they just go there and then they have to find the clue. The clue will be given to them. They have to find the clue. The culprit has less than 3 equal pair of sides. So equal pair of sides, where are they? Equal pair of sides are not there means we can just release them. So just release. Released. Now you go for the next clue. So take the clues and then keep releasing them. Then there are orbit integer maths games. These are all these games I have assigned in the class. You can give, this is again another one. The 4 students will be playing it together. You can give the name. In the starting, you can give the name. Here it is player 356. Otherwise, in the starting itself, you can, 4 students together, they'll be leaving the game, start the game, and then they are going to play together as a group. Again, the addition is coming, 1 plus 4. It is 5. You can go for integers and take the integers. Minus 5 plus 1, that is minus 4. Then minus 8. So as you keep giving the correct answer, whoever is giving correct answer first, they'll be reaching first. So who is going to reach first? And you can directly share this to your Google Classroom. I don't believe in what you said, ma'am, that these type of games, if you give to the students, any parent is going to object, because students, once they are with the mobile, they are all with the mobile playing unwanted games, going into YouTube's unwantedly. You give this, within 5 minutes, they learn the concepts also. They are going to become better in their thinking process. Mental maths is going to increase. Similar way, there is Lure of Labyrinth. This is an interesting game. Children play it in and out, they play it. They like this game very much. The recipe, they have to make it for 9, 6, 14 and 1. So for making 9, you have 15, 6 and 4 only here. The 3 barrels are there. You can pick up 15 or you can pick up 6 or you can pick up 4. Now, how will you make 9 from this? Can you just tell me, teachers, how will you make 9 from these 3 barrels? I'll just keep it here. I'll fill it up with 15. Go and pour it over here. So 6 is over. What will be remaining? The remaining thing in this will be 9. So they are learning subtraction unknowingly. All these games, it is about 6 to 8 standard children. It is not for 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th children. It is for 6 to 8 children. All these things. Now, all these games you can directly assign into the classroom as well. Now, coming to your chalk and board talk. That is a normal way. The chalk and board talk. When we go for chalk and board talk, I'll tell you. We have geo boards here. Now, the screen, when we are teaching the children, we may not be able to see the screen clearly. Now, what we can do there is, in the new tab, I'm just taking my Google Slides. Usually, you'll be making PPTs and all those things. PPTs, you can take Google Slide here. PPT, when we take, it is difficult for us to see the PPT, present the PPT, as well as see the children at the same time. So for that, we'll take Google Slide. Any Google Slide you can take for personal use. You can use the personal one, go to Google Slides. Then you'll get a plus sign here. When you go for the plus sign there, then you'll get file here, import slides. Whatever PPT you have prepared and kept, you can just go there. You can upload. You can upload from your, select the file from your device. From the device, whichever PPT is there, you can select and drag and put in here. Now, once you put in, I'm not dragging it here because I already have PPTs over here. I'll just take this workshop only. So once you open this workshop, what you can do is, you can just pull it from here. Just pull it. You can see the tab is moving. You can just pull it from here. When you pull it, it moves. It'll move. And as it moves, you can see a rectangular thing coming over here. A rectangular thing. Can you see a shaded rectangular one coming? As the rectangle comes, just leave it. Then what you'll get, you'll have two windows in front of you. In front of you, this is your Meet window, and this is the PowerPoint presentation that you're presenting. So when you go here, you have presentation. You can go to the presentation, and then it comes to full screen. Again, you cannot see your children. What you can do that is, you go here, exit the full screen mode. So your PowerPoint is here, and the children are also over here. Now, if you go for presenting, stop presenting, and I'll be presenting only the screen now, only a window. I'm presenting only my Google slide now. Now you will be able to see only the Google slide, developing productive assessment, but at the same time, I can see the Google slide as well as all the three. I can see Lal Krishna sir, Vakil Singh sir, and all those things sitting and staring. So all this, this way, you can teach the children at the same time, you can see the children also what they're doing. You can ask them to keep the camera on. You can ask them to write in the note. You can see at the same time what they're writing, what they're doing. You can ask them to show the picture, what they have drawn. You can ask them to show, pull up your pictures and then show us the constructions, whatever you've done. So immediately itself, while teaching itself, we can see what they're doing. They cannot escape from us. This is one thing. Then if we go for this Google slide presentation, the problem with Google slide is, if it is PPT, we can write in that. In Google slide, writing is difficult for us. For that, what we have to go is, I'll go to slide 2. Okay. What we have to go is, we have to go for the extension. Google extension, you know how to manage extension. You have made Google Meet attendance and all those things. So the same way you can go to manage extensions, and you can add a new extension, that is Web Paint. When you take Web Paint, you'll get all these things here. You can take any of this, pick up the pencil, and then you can write whatever you want to write. You can write over there. You can just write here. I forgot to get my pen, that's why. So you can just write here, WRIT, you can write clearly, you can write here. That is for writing purpose. You have, if you can see me, you have a pad like this. Interactive pad that will be there. You ask your computer teachers, they'll have this interactive pad with them. They'll give you this interactive pad. With that, you can write beautifully. Now I'm not writing with the interactive pad, I'm writing with my hand only. You can use it neatly. Now for clearing, you can try all these tools. You can change the color over here. You can change the size over here. You can take the picture. All these things you can try on your own. So this is one way you can teach your PPTs by seeing the children at the same time. Then another one is about Jamboard. Jamboard, you know from where we get the Jamboard. Trial Jamboard, I'll take the trial Jamboard. Yeah, can you see the Jamboard, sir? Teachers, can you see the Jamboard that I have opened?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So in
ma'am.
the Jamboard, when we take the Jamboard, here again, there is pen. You can take any of the pens, you can take the colors, and then you can write it over here. And if it is sticky note, you can take a sticky note. You can change the color of the sticky note, and you can type anything over there. It will be saved. And there is images. You can take from any Google Drive or Google Match, anywhere you can browse and you can upload the image as well. When you give the board to the students, we can ask them whatever construction they have made and all, they can take the picture and they can paste it on the whiteboard for us to see. Then there is text box. You can use the text box also. Children, usually they use mobile phones or tabs. So when they take the pen, they have automatic handwriting reading is also there. So if they write with the finger also, automatically it will come as reading. Now set background. There are dots are there. Then you have lines for writing. You have grid. For bar graphs and all, when we teach, we can use this. You can increase the size, zoom in or zoom out. You can increase these things. Now I'll just clear the frame. You can increase and you can give. Now if I give the question as minus 3 by 4, minus 3 plus 4, if I give the question, this can be shared to the children. Just because I forgot to get my pen here, I'm finding a difficulty. Minus 3 plus 4, when you take, this is equal to, you can give the children to find the answer. Now, how are you going to give this to the children? That's the question. You can go to share, and in share, when you press, you'll get a link. Anyone on the internet with this link can edit. Otherwise, it will be there. Anyone on the internet can edit, or you can get it as restricted. So mine, I have changed it to anyone with the link. And here you will have viewer and editor. You can give it to editor. You give it to editor and you press it done. Copy the link. And after copying the link, I'll just paste the link in your chat box. You can see the link coming in your chat box. Now you can open. If you click on that, you will get my board. You'll get my whiteboard. You can write whatever you want. You can write on my whiteboard. So this way I can give questions like here I have minus 3 plus 4. Likewise, you can give so many questions on this, and then you can ask these set of children. These groups will be doing it. So they'll increase the size, and then they'll be doing it. See, somebody is already writing there. Minus 3 plus 4. So the answer has come. 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. That is erased. See, there are many who have logged in. So this way, circles have come. This way, the children, you can give the work to children and they can do it while you are teaching itself. As you call children to the blackboard and ask them to write, the same way you can share this whiteboard to the children and they can come and write on your whiteboard. So you can assist them then and there as you are teaching. Then another method is you can share this, the same link. What you can do is you can copy the same link and you can you can give it in the classroom. You can give it in the classroom as assignment to children. Now, for example, if I take the classroom here, you can go to the classroom. My computer, my laptop is having problem today. That's the problem. Classroom, once you go, you can just go there and you can copy the link. Dummy classroom, if I take, I can just take the classwork. Then I can assign the link also. Create assignment. The questions that whatever I'm adding it, I can take the picture from the textbook itself and then give it. So I'm just taking the link and I am pasting the link. Add link. Once you add the link, it will come. Students can view file. Change it to make a copy for each student. As we give documents and all those things, make a copy for each student. Then each student will get a separate copy of your whiteboard, what you have written, your Jamboard, what you have written, and they can write the answers and then they can submit it to you. So you can see all the answers of the same question written there on your board. Now the same thing, the same type, whiteboard 5 is there. That will be taken up by, that is interesting, more interesting than that. That is whiteboard 5, you can use it when you are going for revision work. When you take only few students of 10th standard and you make them do the work, you can use whiteboard 5 for that. That will be discussed by Sati Madam. Sati Madam, over to you for whiteboard.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good morning, teachers, for giving us a chance to interact with you. Already many assessment tools, few of the games madam discussed, board madam discussed, and previous classes many things have already discussed. But before moving to the whiteboard, I just want to know GeoGebra as well as FED stimuli, how much you have learned or how much I have to explain more. Depending on the necessity only, we will spend time. Teachers, you know how to add this activities in Google Classroom using GeoGebra, creating activity because enrichment activities and all. Now, at present condition, it is very difficult. In later stage also, we can make the children to do this one. How can you attach GeoGebra activities with Google Classroom? Yes or no? If you know means I need not discuss. If you don't know means I will be discussing.
We don't know, madam.
You don't know. Okay. Now first I will be starting with the whiteboard FI. First I will share my screen. One screen reaching, please. Now I think screen has reached you. Here, once we start with whiteboard FI, we will just start with this. You will reach a board like this. Here you can start a new class or join a class. As a teacher, I can just start a new class. Each time we will start a new class. Now I am just giving my name here. Then creating a new class. Therefore, on the top, you will be getting a class code. This class code, I can just copy it and share with the children in the chat window. Now, few of the teachers, through your mobile, you can enter through the chat window. I have just given this code. Now, once you reach that one, I can just start a board. Here we have a whiteboard here. I can write here with this pen, whatever you want to write. Or here we have lines and all. Square, rectangle are there, circles are there, text box is there. If you want to type something. Or pictures, if you want to extend, we can extend this one. Just I am deleting this one. I will first clear that one. I will just show you how can. Clear, totally I am clearing it. Clear. Now, here we can insert pictures. Here so many, all the normal procedure things are all there. For maths teachers, we have equations also here. Grid is there, bigger grid is there, all the matters things. Now just I will show you how can we add a question from our, if we have prepared and kept as a PNG format one question, just I am taking one question and opening here. Now the question is here. Now this question I can push to students. If I push this one to the students, if anybody has already entered, the question will reach here. If 10 students or 20 students like that, they have entered already in the classroom, all the students will get the questions here. That students can write here. The teacher can see each board separately, but the students will not see each other. Therefore, it is an interactive way. Each students can write. If mobile also, if they are using, they can do it very well. If they are able, finding it difficult to write here, what they can do, they can write in a paper. After writing in a paper, they can take a photo of that one and straight as WhatsApp group and all, when we will do, take the picture straight away, swiping and sending it. Same way they can do it here also. Suppose the finding it is coming as I want to look into more detail, I can just take it like this and see it. If I find it difficult, it's wrong, I can just, what I can do, I can erase from my side. It will automatically get erased. I can just ask him, I can push it again, and the question will be again pushed. If I want to add up again another one sheet, I can add it. Then I can add another one question, I can push to the students. Like that, in an interactive way, we can teach this one. It is little more useful than Jamboard. And if the class strength is too big, slightly difficult to handle. Because for 20, 25, up to 30, it will be manageable. But more than that, it will be slightly difficult to handle. Now, just I am going to, the next one which I am going to see is GeoGebra. Now here, I just want to show you how can we attach GeoGebra. Already we came to know that all of you are using GeoGebra, as well as you have a group of GeoGebra, some group and all formed. Okay, therefore it is easy for you to share the matters. Now, once you share matters also, how to attach what activity which you have done, how to attach it with your Google Classroom. First, you need to create a profile. So I have to sign it. Since already I have an account, I can just sign in. Now it is already there. Now, when I keep my profile, I have too many things. Whatever I have prepared, everything is I have signed in, kept it in my classroom here. But when I share something from here to the classroom, you will not get any of the matters which is already created one by you. It will not come like that. Therefore, it needs a shared link like this. First, you have to publish it. Then only you can attach to the Google Classroom. Here is a blank sheet. Now, this is a sheet which I have just prepared it for. This I didn't prepare. I have taken it from the site, Google GeoGebra site. Now, how to take this one? First, we will see how we will take this one. Therefore, from resources, we can find out. From resources, from 6 to 8, this is activities. Yeah. Now, from here, I'm just going to find out any one resource. Here you have remote learning templates. Here you have lot of sheets are available. These things you can, one way you can attach to that. So many are there. You can just go through, explore it. After that, here grid whiteboards are there, graph whiteboards are there. So many are there. Graphic calculator is there. So many things are there. Now here you will get this type of graphics. Here you will get all the necessary materials with all the tools are here. These things, what you have to do is, here you can share such type of activities. Here you can share it with your Google Classroom. Then you can, all your classes will automatically come here. Now, see, I have already created one dummy classroom here. I can attach here. And what I want to make here from this, I can just explain to the student, giving that, suppose I want to give them a point theorem here. I can give what all instruction I want to give. Take a point, then draw a line, then draw one. Whatever instruction you want to give, everything you can give and you can assign it here. Then once you assign, you can just open here itself and see how it will be. Now, once it is assigned, you can just open and see how it will work here. Now I can open it and see how it will come like this. And the children can just do it their activity here by taking a poem or each one, whatever things are there, they can just create their own. Then after that, they can submit it at the end. Here it will be. Board is also there. Last you will get turning. If you want to erase whatever color you want to use, like this, so many things are there. Whatever we do. Here when we add up like this, the main important thing is we need not download the matter. Because normally GeoGebra, if the children want to work, they have to download the app and they have to work. Especially in mobile, it will be very difficult. Now here we need not go for all this downloading and all. If whatever we want to get, we can straight away make a copy. If suppose one activity already there, so many activities are there. If you want to take an activity, first what you have to do, take the activity, make a copy. When we go there, here when we just these are all, I will just leave it and just move back to our previous one. Suppose if I am just going to take one isosceles equilateral triangle. Now, I want to search one how to create something like equilateral triangle, how the children equilateral triangle construction. Okay, just I have one example here. Now, like this, so many are there. Now, what I want, this I want to give the children to do as an activity. So, what I have to do is first to go here. Now, you have to make a copy of the activity. This you cannot add up as sharing one thing. If the children want to see this one and create their own, so we will just make a copy of this one. So, automatically a copy will be here. Now, inside this copy, whatever unwanted things are there, you can just delete it and you just save it in. When you save in your profile, it will be saved. From the profile, you just attach to that one. These are all, if you don't want, you can delete it in your copy. If you don't want this one, you can delete it here. And you just want whatever elements you want, add up a GeoGebra sheet. You can add up what you want to add. You just add it. That will come here. Like this, what you want to add, you can add it there. What you don't want to add, you can delete it. And you just want to show a video there, how to make it. You can add up that one also here. Replace that. Applet, you just replace it. Whatever you want to do, you can just do it here. Then save it in your profile. After saving it in your profile, you can attach to your Google Classroom and ask the children to open it, make your own things. That will be more interesting for them to create themselves because the teacher is in front of them creating the triangle and making a midpoint, identifying the midpoints and creating it. So that will be easy for the children to create. And they will also try it. Once you show it, they will be trying it. Now the next one which I am going to show you is I'm going to take how to use this Google Slides for assessment. Google Slides for this small test, 5 questions before starting a lesson we want to include. Therefore, just I will take one Google Slides. Now, you can just see here I have just prepared one and kept it. You will just see it. And now, here you can just see classify into monomial, binomial, and trinomial. That which way we want to do is drag and drop in the correct column. This part, it will not move at all. This. But these are all movable ones. Now, the children can drag this one, keep it in this one. Wherever they want to keep it, they can drag it and keep it. Even mobile, it is very easy for them to do it. For us, a diagnostic test before starting a lesson, a 5 minutes time can be given. This can be attached to the Google Classroom and give to the students. Now, how can you make this one? Teachers, you know how to make it? If you know, miss, I need not spend time. Yes? I want to know whether you know or not.
No, madam. We don't know.
No. Okay. Therefore, first what you have to do is you have to create a blank slide. Okay. Take a blank slide. Now, inside this one, first whatever heading you want to give, for that we will just take a text box from here and keep it here. If you want outline, we will give outline here. Whatever things. Now, what you want to give as heading, that you will be just if you want to classify. Expressions. What instruction you want to give, you can give it as that. Either fill in the blanks as the children can directly type it or drag and drops. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Color change, whatever you want to. And after that, you can just keep it in the middle. Centralized. All these things you can do. Now, after completing this one, if you want another one box, the child need to write the name. Therefore, I can just put the child has to name. And if I want to give a mark for the children, therefore I want to keep a small box here for putting marks. So there also I am just going to give a small. Now I want boxes for categorizing that one. Therefore, I will just insert a box from here table. How many boxes I want? Only 3 types I am going to give. So this automatically will come. And here you can give the headings. So already it is created here and kept. So you can just give the headings here. Monomial, binomial, trinomial. I will just make it. And after that, you can just centralize it. All these things. Then align centrally. Everything can be done. After that, this line can be increased because there only their children are going to put it. Then you just keep little space. Here I want to put all my. Therefore, I want to leave space for this side for keeping the. Now, once all whatever necessary things which the child need not move, everything we will make it ready. Then after that one, we will go to file and download this thing as a PNG format. Now it will get downloaded here. This slide will be downloaded as a PNG format. Now what we will do, we will just take a new slide. Now inside this slide, we will give this PNG as a background. Now we will take a background, choose a picture, image. Which image I am going to use? The image which I just downloaded here and put it here. It will finished. Now this part will not move at all. This is fixed now. Now what I can do, I can just take one small text box to keep it here for children to write their names. Similar way, I can just keep a text box here also for writing marks. If you know didn't put the outline also, no issue at all. Now I have bound all the expressions here. First, what you have to do, all the expressions, you have to type it and make small PNG format, picture format and keep it. Then after that, all these images you can download from your computer. Now I have just created and kept so many such pictures. Now you can see so many. These are all I will select. And 2, 3, I just take it and open it. All will come here. Then I can just keep it one after the other inside here. If you straight away keep it as equation format, when the children open in their mobiles, they cannot do it. All will come as some sort of picture like this. First itself, if you convert into picture format, then it will be easy for them to drag in. Now the children, now we can hand over. This can be attached to the Google Classroom and we can see that one. Once the children are once finished, all will be given us. We will get it here and it is easy for us to open here and check it in other than Google Classroom. Here itself I can check it. This is one which I have made it and given to students. Now the children, this is only for small expressions for product, finding product. It is prepared and kept. Can identify the answer. From here they can just drag and drop it in correctly. And we can give the marks in like this. And they can, we will attach this one in the Google Classroom and easily they will be finishing the work. So this I just stop here. This is easy work for teacher. Now we will go with another one, FET stimulation. What about that one? Already you have learned it, FET stimulation. FET stimulation.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay. Now already if you have learned, I need not go too deep and all. So FET stimulation is also one like this only, where you can, the stimulations are all concept based, visualized presentations. Now just I have just kept it one. If suppose when you are starting with integers, now madam discussed with games. Now you just see when we just consider this is one stimulation which is already there. Now when we introduce, now this surface, the water level, if we consider as the fish is inside there, instead of fish, we can just take this one and put it here. Like this, children can differentiate. This also, if you don't want, just keep it as it is. Start with comparison. If we take this as 0, below, above, and if we want to show with number line, slowly number line will come. You can just keep the person outside. It is above, therefore it is positive. Then it is coming below, it is negative. Slowly we can start with, then the position also will be label. Introduction can be given. After that, the next level can be introduced. Then addition can be, just all, each one is only one after the other. We identify correct stimulations. identify the correct game, attach one small worksheet. The work will be one after the other, completed easily. Children will learn their own space, which new educational policy says. And it is the at presently the work will be less for the teachers then. Otherwise, correcting each and everything, again downloading, correcting, children are not going to look into the corrected parts. But KVS is stressing us to do the correction. All these things are more useful if we use identify the correct stimulation, just introduce the lesson, identify, assign in correctly. Children will learn themselves. The next day, the next set. That is, one day we will have asked the children to go through the stimulations, go through, learn it, what you have learned, a small diagnostic test at the end or the next day morning. Then a little bit explain how to play the game, give the game, let them learn it by themselves. It's only addition. It will be easy. The last one worksheet, assessment also will be easy. Ask the children to mail it to you. All the marks will come as a single sheet. Therefore, assessment also will be done simultaneously, as well as our teachers' work also will get reduced. Now, previously, when madam was telling about quiz and all, previously the teachers was telling about regarding this. It is not possible to give to students or not possible. Not I am not talking about possibility. It is always possible. Even our class time, if it is in not in virtual classroom or really face-to-face classrooms also, it is possible, madam. One of the period, if you instead of using MCQ in the class, anyway we have to conduct MCQs here. Instead of conducting MCQ inside the classroom, we can take the children to the computer lab. All the quizzes can be just in this code can be shared with the students. Children can sit together and do it separately itself, and all the report together will reach us because report is already there. Once the child is played, the report is already there in the immediately we will get the report and marks also will be available with us. Therefore, each thing will be little bit easy and children will really enjoy doing this and all like this. And we can identify where the children are finding it difficulty to identify. Because 10th standard, I have tried with probability. Children came with at least at most all these type of questions, doubt. Where children also feel difficulty in board papers, these neither nor, either or, all these words only confusing one. Immediately they came and asked, Madam, these wordings are confusing for us. Therefore, we can identify where the children are lagging. Therefore, that will be more easy. Now, just we will find out today's work, assigned work for you. Now, since already already previous teachers, resource persons completed quiz, Kahoot, all these things. We are not going too deep into that one. Because unnecessarily we need not spend time now. If you don't know means we will be teaching. Already learned one. We are not going too deep inside that one. Today's assignment we will be discussing first. I will share it again. I just closed it.
I've shared it, ma'am, already in the group.
No need of explaining
no need
here?
of explaining here, ma'am. I've already shared it. The slide I have just given it to you. Just pick up any two and then present it in the evening, teachers. That's all.
Even. Okay. Then that will be the homework for you. Already shared in the Google Classroom. Nearly 4, 5 already shared in the WhatsApp group. There are 6 assignments given. Any 2 can be presented by each group. And that's all from resource person side. Now, each thing is you have to explore yourself. Too many things are there. Correct one you have to identify and use it in proper place.
Excuse me, sir.
Principal, sir.
Ah,
The
madam.
CCP workshop for me is starting. So, may I leave this and join that?
Yes. Yes. So, madam, the session is over. 30 minutes.
Yes,
Madam,
yes, sir. From my
Madam,
our side.
sir, for me
Okay,
also
madam,
the
the
session
evening
started,
task is
sir.
given.
Evening task is shared in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much, madam. It's a wonderful presentation. Participants, I am requesting you from each group evening, AC madam will join the meeting. So we need feedback from each group. So group leaders are requested. Please prepare the feedback,
Language lab lo unna.
expressive feedback in the evening session and the concluding session.
Ramna sir.
So your attendance.
అవును ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు అక్కడే ఉన్నారు.
Your attendance certificate will be given by today or tomorrow morning in the group. We will post. You can give it to your school. Okay.
అవునా?
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Again, we will meet by 4:30. 4:20 we will join.
నీకు డబ్బులు ఇవ్వాలా?
Same code only, sir.
Yes, madam. Same link. Same link, madam.
Okay.
Group leader.
నాకు చెప్పలేదు, అందుకని నాకు
prepare for the feedback.
తెమ్మన్నారని. అవును. ఓకే.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Madam and Ramya madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants.